Hey y'all, Prevent Man here bringing another First Descendant video. Today's video is going to be pertaining to shields. Before we get into it, if you want to find me on Twitch or Discord, there will be links posted below in the comments and video description. Now, when we talk about shields, we're talking about survivability to certain boss fights that will come in handy, and also great builds overall for certain individual descendants. And unfortunately, we're not talking about Cal's wall shield right here. I'm sorry. And unfortunately, we're not talking about Ajax's wall shield here or his big giant dome. Even though these are great abilities to use in combat, this is not what we're going to pertain this video to. We're going to be focusing a little more depth on how to make good shield builds, good survivability for bosses, and also mobbing. Alright, time to get into good stuff. So you're aware all Descendant starts with base model, shield, health, HP, except for Clay. She's the exception. She doesn't get any shield, so don't worry about her at the moment. So your max HP is going to be located right here. This is the base model for Enzo with some of the external components over here. Just don't worry about that too much. We're just going to show you what it converts to later on. It's not a big deal. This number will fluctuate, and typically in this video it's going to stay 1. Alright, your next one up is your max shield. This one is going to change a lot in this video, because I'm going to show you what each mod does to your shield, and also what you gain from equipping more mods and stuff that give you shield or HP. And then third up is going to be your defense. I know, you're like, why is he bringing up defense in a shield video? Well, that's simple. Your defense actually reflects how strong your shield is. So in other words, is how much damage your shields can actually take. So keep that in mind too. This is affected by your external components also, and some mods if you decided to go that way. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to show you every shield possibility mod, and I will explain them. Alright, so first up is going to be Overwhelming Shield. Now with this is big bread and butter for running a shield build. It converts all your HP to 1, but it gives you 26% of every bit of your HP to shield. This is a true shield build. Every shield build will have this Overwhelming Shield on. Alright, next on the list is Amplification Control. Now this one will give you some skill effect range and max shield. This is a good overall mod to use. Weighing the Scales is another one. This one will give you max shield also with skill cost reduction, which is actually not bad. The next one on the list is going to be Shield Conversion. This one gives you defense and takes away some of your max shield. Keep in mind, sometimes the 36% is actually a good thing in disguise, because you get a crap ton more defense. Alright, you got HP conversion. This one gives you 158% more shield. This one's also a negative effect, but sometimes it's actually good to go with the negative to get the positive out of it. Alright, next up is going to be the HP amplification. This one gives you max HP of 27.2% and does take away some of your shield. Like, you're like, this is the complete opposite. Like I said, sometimes it looks like a bad, but it's actually good. And your overall general increased shields. This one will be pretty much your second mod to equip after overwhelming the shields, because you just get straight shields, no negative effects. And I will show you the HP conversion shield and HP amplification difference in the shield mount. We're going to first put on overwhelming shield. Then I'm going to put on HP conversion shield. Now if you can't tell, my health went to 1, like the HP Overwhelming Shield should do. And then my shield is at 3100. Alright, now keep in mind that this number is going to change when I do HP amplification. And remember, I got negative 52 health out of that. But if you go and put HP amplification on, I went down in shield compared to the other, even though the other had a negative effect on my HP. So sometimes the negative effect is actually a good thing when it comes to shields. Alright, the next on the list is going to be health mods and what they can do for giving you more shield. I'll go over here and just punch in HP because it makes it a little easier. Now there are certain mods I do not use. There is certain mods that will actually make your damage better with, like Enzo, Yujin to bring, but keep in mind you do receive some negative effect. Typically you guys take away skill cooldown. Alright, first up, the funny one, Walk the Tightrope. Now this states is when your HP is lower than 50%, skill power modifier plus 30, and firearm attack. This works all around, but the firearm attack is typically where I lean the most, and also use it for glade, but that's not for the shield video, that's something else. Now I do actually use Walk the Tightrope because it automatically procs with overwhelming shields. We've tested it numerous times and we're like, yes, more damage. Where can you go wrong there, right? So this is a good mod to actually use with overwhelming shields, because you automatically get the full effect of the increased power. I love it. Next up is Battle of Stamina. You get HP and skill duration, which is actually great, and you will typically combo HP double effect cards to your advantage. This is a really good one that I like to use. And outstanding investment, skill duration, and HP heal. Now the HP heal only reflects yourself, it doesn't reflect others, so if you use this on your Yujin and try to heal others, it's only going to heal you by the 7.4%, not the other people, unfortunately. time distribution, skill cooldown, give you HP. This will help with your cooldown and give you some HP, aka shield. I love it. Not very much, but a little bit more. Boost. Stem Accelerant. This one's really good to use, but it's also bad because you get negative MP. You get max HP out of it of 234%. We already covered the other two mods. Now I do run increase HP 90% of my time. I will diversify here and there if I do bring this or not, but typically this is the only HP card I use with a combination of battle stamina and some others. And then you got medical support, HP heal 30%. This only so far works on yourself and not others for Yujin, unfortunately. And then let's get into the defense mods. Now when it comes to defense, you want to keep in mind defense is a good thing with shield. So you do want to bring in some defense. You don't have to bring it in mod form. Typically I just bring it in external components. But if you did, you want to look at iron defense because you get skill power modifier and defense out of it, which is very good. Two good things to get out. Now spear and shield, not so much. I would rather rock iron defense because you get a little bit more damage than spear and shield. Now let's get into the defense side. Typically on 90% of my shield builds, I don't bring any extra defense when it comes to mods. I usually handle that with external components. And certain defense mods, if you go this way, will actually look a little bit better than others. Alright, so typically 90% of the time, if I'm going to run a defense mod, I'm going to run skill power, spear and shield, because I get skill power. I love it. This is a multiplicative of power, so you get more damage than, say, iron defense, which only gives you a modifier. This is what you multiply by, this is what you multiply from. And then, of course, shield conversion defense, you do not want this because it takes away your shield. And unfortunately, in this case, it's not technically worth it. Alright, so a bunch of external components actually do roll defense as a substat. If you look at Annihilation Sensor right here, it rolls defense. This is actually really good to actually use overall, and you actually can get like MP, chill resistance, and stuff like that on this. So you want to match these up to give you the best HP and also defense and shield variation. Typically on my Enzo, I do run 4-piece Annihilation. I am looking to get that a little bit better. I'm probably looking at an Invader set, Invader into Annihilation. But for this video, we'll just skip over that part. Make sure you're aware that a bunch of external components do roll resistance, which actually does help also in your shield because it makes your shield resistance to what you're looking at attribute wise. And another few things is Polar set. A bunch of HP does roll into its set. Invader's another one. So you can get more HP, and the more HP you put, the more it converts to your shield. And I'll do you a quick demo over here. See, my shield is at 1800, and I got just 2 things rolled at max HP. If I took these and traded these out for defense, you'll see that my shield went down just by changing out one of these. Now the more of these you have that roll in HP, the better. But also keep in mind sometimes shield is actually a good thing to see as a sub. And also memory is great to have with defense. Always roll defense on memory because you can't go wrong there. Alright, next we're going to go over the typical builds that I use for shield, and it's Yujin and Enzo. First up is going to be Yujin right here. Now if you look, I got max HP plus 452%, max shield 237%. Alright, so you'll see a bunch of things that are going to be similar in between these two builds, but there is going to be some diversity there. First up, I am rocking increased HP. I'm rocking Stem Accelerant also. I'm rocking increased shields, just generic. I'm rocking Weigh in the Scales, and I'm rocking Overwhelming Shields. Alright. And then I throw this on Perfect Anti-Venom. This is great for poison immunity and toxic resistance increase. I do not like being ticked by Deathstalker's ability, which really does suck. But this actually adds resistance to your shields also. So defense and resistance actually helps your shield most. Alright, my typical build, you'll see I got 9,000 defense. I got 17,000 shield. Now typically I would like to have this number higher, but due to my sets that I have currently equipped, I cannot get that. I have 2-piece Annihilation and 2-piece Hungry. I got the Annihilation for the duration of his heal, nothing special there. I got the Hungry for the toxic resistance, and this actually does make him really tanky in the Deathstalker fight. And then we're going to switch to my Enzo. This is also what I bring to Deathstalker in pretty much every boss fight when I bring my Enzo. And here is the differences in the build. You see I do have Walk the Tightrope on this to give me more firearm attack. I do have Stem Accelerant, HP conversion, Overwhelming Shields, Spear and Shield to give him a little defense. I'm not using it for the skill power. Shot Focus, that's just more because he doesn't have really skill damage. So I'm giving him as much possible a firearm attack increase, increased HP, increased shields. Now with this, keep in mind that my max shield is 309%, my HP is 400%. Then you go over here, my max shield is 17,755, and then my defense is 25,000. Now with this build, I'm super tanky in Death Stalker. I'm running 4-piece Annihilation. I'm trying to actually change this over to Invader, 2-piece Invader, 2-piece Hunter, with maybe some Annihilation. I haven't really determined which ones I want to go that route, but right now I am running the Annihilation set. Side note, if you're looking at the firearm increase proportional to max HP to max HP loss, this does not proc with overwhelming shields. I just got it loaned because I'm too lazy to change it at the moment. And I also don't have better rolls. And next up, I will give you demonstrations on the Death Stalker fight with Enzo and Yujin. Alright, we're going to go in. I'm just going to drop my crit buff right here. And this one's just pretty much, we're going to do them as fast as we possibly can. Wait for them to spawn in. I go ahead and throw my ammo just to make it a little easier. And this is without the new weapon core stuff. I do have one, but it's 1% weak point damage, so that's not a biggie. That is my actual damage numbers typically I see anyways. And side note, if you're halfway through your reload, you can roll on the Enduring Legacy to actually bypass the animation. And it takes less time actually too. And we did bring Yujin. That's a safe bet to actually bring this in that fight. You constantly keep dropping your crit buff and giving yourself ammo and others. I love it when he falls down because I can just focus. First immunity phase. Fear's taking care of the Yujin part. We leave typically Yujin for revives unless you can't get to him. Yeah. Oh. We're looking for the statue with the hands covering the face. It ain't the bottom two or the middle one. Come on. Nope, didn't get lucky. It's over there.
This'll change the game.
Got me some light ammo over here. You can't tell, I'm just pretty much tanking this, and it does help that the bunny is taking care of the skulls too. But most of the attacks I can just tank like that. Drop my crit buff again. This is just pretty much a lot of hard focus here. Constantly just keep dropping your crit buff and giving ammo. We're in another immunity phase. Looking for the statue, not that statue, that one. I do help bunny clear up ads and stuff when I can. If we don't have a bunny, this is pretty much all going to be your responsibility. Come on, get out of your immunity phase. Morris is actually speeding up the process because he's going to come back with Freyna and use her ultimate portability.
Here comes
Sometimes you gotta help point people out that are down, which is no problem. I just ping them. And boom. That was easy. I will show you my damage numbers coming up. As soon as it let me speed, unfortunately. 4 minutes, 27 seconds. Total fight did 66 million damage. I took 65,000 damage. Which, like I said, credit the Yujin because it actually does help restore your shield. Alright, here's the Yujin side of Stalker. Yujin's typically a little more active in this fight than normal. I like to actually try to shoot my gun and keep everybody healed, so I gotta monitor, you know, my bullets and also their health, which I don't mind it at all. And we're bringing 2 Frainas this time, which is going to require me to do a lot more healing. And in this fight, you'll really see how the perfect anti-venom just stops the tick of the shield, which is awesome. Just gonna stay here and just well on him. I can actually pretty much tank his rings. I will try to jump over him. And I will eventually probably run out of ammo with not having Enzo, but you know, pros and cons, pros and cons. We're doing them faster, but I may have ammo issues. He's already immune. 920. Sweet. That's fast, y'all. Keep it up. Now I'm looking for ammo. Nope, not that one. Not that statue. Back middle.
Healing has begun.
In this fight again, we're bringing a bunny because it makes life easier. Takes care of the ad skulls. I gotta watch ammo on this one. Sorry, Caliph. A lot of that. Get him. Go back to shooting now. Oh, no, there's more. Let's go back to shooting. Don't have the hill.
Take this.
There we go. Got the hill off.
Let's see this through to the end.
Right when I was about to pop my hill. Lovely. Up. Okay, not gonna get him. Yeah, sometimes the dog interferes with you actually picking people up, so keep that in mind in boss fights.
Sending stimulant.
We're all looking for ammo, unfortunately.
I'll make sure you recover.
Sweet. Got him down. Alright, he's immune now. There's 3 minutes into the fight already, which is awesome. Ooh. And prove a point, I can actually stand in this. Whoa. That's what those statues do. It's a bad thing. And that just happened to Morris too. That's kind of funny.
It's too early for this.
That was a funny moment. That's why we hate those things. Get fear real quick.
Healing has begun.
No Caliph over there. Morris is over there trying to get his cooldown out of the way. And if you want a fast, easy way to do that, just jump over the side of the map in a boss fight. Makes your life easier. I was waiting for him to tell me if he wanted to do the same thing as Morris or not. That's why I hesitated on the revives for them. And boom, another completion. And with that, y'all, thank you for watching. And can we get a huge shout out to Matt for all the crazy thumbnails he's been putting up on YouTube for us.